SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Toyota of Brookhaven has been voted best new car dealership in Southwest Mississippi 4 years in a row. Come see the difference. Exit 40 Brookhaven or online at toyotabrookhaven.com. Great service, great savings. At Toyota of Brookhaven, we deliver.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
And now, Sports.
Get ready, sports fans. It's time for Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5 and streaming worldwide on the SuperTalk Mississippi app and on your Amazon Alexa devices. Chasing Foul Balls, your weekly source for all the sports news and interviews important to Southwest Mississippi. Chasing Foul Balls is presented by Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Macomb and by First Bank. And now, here's your host, Robbie Hamilton.
Well, good morning and welcome to the Friday morning edition of Chasing Foul Balls right here on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5. Robbie Hamilton along with the get that right, Robbie. Robbie Hamilton along with the Chasing Foul Balls crew with you this morning. Back with us after being gone for a week, TP himself, Richard Hay. How are you, sir?
Just fine, Robbie. How are you?
Oh, I just hanging in there another Friday. Can't
Amen, bro.
Also, to us a little later this morning will be Big Daddy and overtime with Reese Dudley. We'll do that about 9:45 or so this morning. And also, gone today, summoned to his other spot, Mr. Dale Randall. He'll rejoin us next Friday morning. Summoned is the best word I can use.
Yes, exactly.
Couple of things. Want to make sure we get out this morning. The replay of this Chasing Foul Balls Friday morning, you can get that on our Facebook page, Chasing Foul Balls. A little after noon, 1 o'clock or so, we'll have it back up there so you can listen to it. You know, somebody that missed would like to have a chance to listen to Chasing Foul Balls, just go to our Facebook page, Chasing Foul Balls, and we'll have it there for you. While you're there, go ahead and like it. We sure would appreciate it if you would do that. And also, let's talk about the College World Series. That's the first thing that we bring up this morning. It has been a while.
It's been one of the most exciting that I've watched over the last years, I guess, because of the variety of the teams that are in it, Robbie. And we've got some new players, but then some of the games have just been, if you didn't watch it all the way to the last inning, you missed a lot.
The whole thing is coming down to the last inning of just about every game.
That's right, and it's amazing. We used to say it all the time when we played 7-inning ball games here in JUCO, but when we would go to the tournament, we'd play 9 innings. And me and you did a couple games, we say it's amazing how much baseball happens in the last 2 innings.
And it's amazing how long it takes to play the last 2 or 3 innings. So you'll play the first 7 innings in an hour and a half. It'll take an hour and a half or 2 hours to play the last 3 innings.
Yeah, I don't know if that, for us baseball fans, we appreciate it, we know it, but I don't know if it makes for good TV, but it sure makes for exciting watching.
So we'll have an SEC team in the championship with LSU making it. So that's what the 16 out of the last 17 years that we've had an SEC team in the championship game. The last 4 years, the SEC team has won the championship. Who you got tonight? Or excuse me, tomorrow night, I reckon it is.
Robbie, I think overall LSU's the best team. Coastal Carolina might be the hottest team with 26 in a row or something like that. That's hard to do in Little League, much less at the college level like they play at. But Coastal's, I mean, they're legit. They've got frontline guys that can pitch. They hit the baseball. That park is really for them because they're not a big home run team and that large outfield. But I've watched LSU several times this year. Their first 2 guys that pitch, and I would say right now, if I was going to, Jared Jones would get the Barry Bonds treatment. Just put him on base.
Why did he pitch to him in Arkansas, throw to him in that game?
I was sitting there thinking the same thing. I said, even a bad pitch, he can hit it over the fence, which he just about did. And I said, I wouldn't have. But there again, they didn't ask me. So
Like I say, we're not the coach, are we? A couple of things, too, in that LSU, in some ways, has to be the luckiest team in the tournament. Arkansas has to be the most unlucky team I've seen ever. You know, they were in the World Series the last couple of years, had a chance to win and move on and dropped a foul ball. In this semifinal against LSU, that night, then it was just, you couldn't describe it.
well, as we all know, when you get down to the last situations, I hear it all the time now. You got to keep your heart rate slow. You got to stay in the moment. Don't speed anything up. And as good as the Arkansas shortstop is, I think he got a little sped up because of the guy for LSU that was running, Milam, is super fast, but he was batting from the right side. So that's a couple more steps. But I don't know if he just said, like, I can't turn to two, I'm going to get one here. And, if the young man on the next play catches the fly ball, we're not having this discussion.
Let's talk about other TV sports. Seems like everybody's talking about the World Series right now. Have you watched any of the NBA Finals?
Probably more than I've watched in the last couple of years, but yes.
You're ahead of me. I saw 2 or 3 minutes one night when LSU was in a rain delay. That's about to make sense. Did you watch the U.S. Open?
As much as I could with my travel arrangements last week, but yes, as much as I could.
And what about the Stanley Cup playoffs?
Once again, in between commercials for baseball games and stuff, yes. And at times, if it was real close or they were in overtime, I would watch it just because I think it's the most. It's probably to me the most fascinating sport there is it's played.
You're way ahead of me, Richard. I got to admit, I didn't watch. Like I said, I watched just a few minutes of the finals. I watched a little bit of the U.S. Open every day, but just here and there, not enough to really talk about. And I, of course, hadn't watched any of the Stanley Cup Finals, so I got to catch up somehow. Let's go over and under. You weren't here last week. We was the Saints is at 5. Let's start back to them. They say the Saints 5 wins, over or under?
Hell, I could ask you some questions and you tell me over or under. Who's the quarterback going to be?
Over or under?
I say under.
It's going to be interesting to see. We asked it last week if it was over, would they compete for the South NFC title? If they were under, would it be the March for Arch? So you think they're more in the March for Arch than they're going for titles?
Yes, I do. Because, as you well know in NFL, it all starts with the quarterback. And even if Spencer Rattler starts, I mean, he was drafted just last year. They made a pick this year of the I can't say it. Is it?
Chuck.
Yeah, from Louisville. But he's a rookie. I mean, he's in this league, in the NFL, being a rookie quarterback, and I just don't see them being able to play in the league and put themselves in a position. If they do, it'll be one of the better sports stories of the year. But and like you said, if they're going to be under, yeah, probably the March for Arch, as they say.
Let's go into college. Ole Miss, they show it at 8.5. Over or under?
Well, if I pick 8, that's under. So
yeah,
that's where 8 or 9, and I think like 8's probably suiting them.
LSU's at the same number, 8.5.
Probably over.
When did you think the last time we'd be talking about Ole Miss and LSU and they would be projected to be the same number of wins?
Not many times.
Not many times. Mississippi State, hate to do it to you, Richard, but 5.
Under.
Under?
Yeah. Robbie, I just don't. I look at the schedule. The schedule from last year from the conference is flipped. And so we still got to play the second. I think last year it was the second toughest schedule in the country. Well, it's still the second toughest schedule in the country. We just move a few teams around. Thank goodness Toledo's off the thing. But we bring in Northern Illinois, who beat Notre Dame last year. So how do you you show me more than 4 wins on that schedule.
It's bad things at Mississippi State football when you're glad that Toledo is not on your schedule.
But we replace them with Northern Illinois.
When you can be glad that Toledo is not on your schedule, that's tough times, Richard.
And here's the thing, Robbie, we probably will be better. But the teams that others are getting better in the schedule we play, I just don't see us being over. I hope we are, but
big news for Little Daddy and Big Daddy. Southern Miss, 4.
And I hope one of them's not us. Mississippi State, that is. Because, I think Charles Huff, Marshall won the Sun Belt last year. Well, what, 50 or 30 or 40, 50, how many ever, I can't remember the number. They just moved to Hattiesburg.
Marshall South.
Yeah. So I was talking with somebody the other day about the first game, and I said, well, they're not watching USM film, they're watching Marshall film.
That's for sure. It's going to be interesting to see with how all those can be meshed together. That's what they're going to talk to Big Daddy about. Jackson State, they say 8 and going undefeated in the SWAC.
I would say that's probably a pretty good bet.
Alcorn is at 5.
That one's tough. I'd probably say over, but if it is, it'll either be at 5 or 6.
On the Facebook page a week or so ago, I put up the winningest high school coaches. And 2 of them out of the 20 are from my area. Of course, number 1.
Bill Hurst.
Bill Hurst. 593 games coached. 258 wins. 73.4% winning percentage, and he's done it all at one school at Centerville Academy.
Remarkable, I guess I should say, because what is it, 46 or 47 years or something of that nature?
43.
43, yeah.
David King is on the list, which kind of surprised me. A friend of this program we've talked to several times.
Mm-hmm.
Coached 346 games, won 261, lost 85. He has a 75.4% winning percentage, and he's done it at 2 schools, Adams Christian and Trinity. And the third one is a guy we've talked to several times, Greg Wall, who's coached 318 games, won 246 of those, 77.8% winning percentage, and he did it at 2 schools, South Pike majority of the time, and Brookhaven.
Yeah, I can remember when we first moved to this part of the country from the coast and going to Southwest and being in this neck. South Pike, you almost penciled them in the finals, semifinals of the state championship. It was every year, and just tremendous. And Macomb was about the same way. That's why the South Pike Macomb game was such a rival. It wasn't a matter of an in-county rivalry. It was for positioning in the playoffs for down the road.
We have one thing I wanted to get to that I was glad to see. I was disappointed that he didn't play this year, and that's Alex Perry. He has announced that he's going to put his name back in the transfer portal for next year. What do you think about Alex Perry returning to college baseball?
Well, anytime a local kid is playing at that level, you're excited for them. I love to follow our guys wherever they go that are from our area. And when I heard he was entering the portal, I said, well, maybe he comes back this way.
I was wondering.
And that would, you come closer to home. There's great college baseball in a smaller radius around this part of the world. But in this day and time, with the way things are, who knows? But it's exciting to see him back playing ball.
We're going to keep our eye on that, see where Alex Perry will be heading to play college baseball. Final thing, Josh Hubbard has announced he's returning to Mississippi State. He's not going in the pro draft. What does that mean for Bulldog basketball?
We'll be a lot better. I guess a chance to be SEC Player of the Year. I think he's on a list of potential candidates. But, Robbie, I don't think he was ever really a chance of going to the NBA. I mean, when you got guys on the wing that are 6'7" and can shoot the three like we've been watching in the NBA Finals, and you're 5'10", I mean, Muggsy Bogues was like 5'6", and I don't remember many 5'10" guys in the NBA over the last several years. So I don't know if that was just a testing of the waters, see where he were, get a grade, however they do all that now. But I always thought he was coming back to State. So I'm glad he's going to be, because like I said, we'll be a lot better because of it.
Several things before we go to the first break. First of all, on the Facebook page, Chasing Foul Balls, there's a post about John Brady and Charlie Rugg. Charlie Rugg was Brady's coach at Belhaven. The story is about John Brady taking Charlie Rugg to the Final Four when he had LSU there. It's a great read. I hope everybody will go to Chasing Foul Balls on the Facebook page. It's from the book, Charlie Rugg's stories that he has to tell, and this is the one where John Brady takes him to the national championship. It was a great read. I hope you'll get a chance to go back and see that. Also, Glenn Davis, I think, again, a longtime friend of this program. A retirement reception on Saturday, July the 12th, 4 o'clock. They'll have it at the Billy Tibbs Conference Center on the western campus of Co-Lin Community College. Glenn, been around a long time in this community college football circuit. Elijah Martin, they announced they're going to have a parade in the big town of Summit on August the 1st, Elijah Martin Day. So we'll keep our eye on that one and let you know what time that's going to be. Also, Jordan Anthony, the track star from over in Tylertown, has announced that he is leaving Arkansas, where he was running track, and he's on Go Pro. And he was the fastest time in the 100 meters? Or?
Fastest time in the 100 meters this year, yeah.
That's kind of quick there, but you can claim that, can't you?
And you know, we around here with all the good high schools that we have, you know, track's been a big deal. And it's always been a big deal at Tylertown. And to see where he's gone to, it's probably no surprise, but tremendous for Anthony.
Final two things. First of all, the question for the day, which I moved it to the bottom, not the top. What would you rather own? The Yankees, the Lakers, or the Cowboys?
Right now, I take the Lakers because they're just going to get sold for $2 billion.
Lakers just sold $30 billion. But they say the Cowboys will be valued more than that when they come back up.
I was getting ready to say, if you're projecting forward, I'd take the Cowboys because unlike the man sitting over there on the couch, I'm not a Yankees fan, but I understand brand and who people think of and what they think of it. So, but if I had to pick, I'd probably take the Cowboys right now because the Laker deal's probably already. They wouldn't want me.
Final question. Would you attend this event as a participant or as a spectator? New Orleans had the 17th annual New Orleans Naked Bike Race. Would you go as a participant or would you go as a spectator to the New Orleans Naked Bike Race?
But I got to go to one, right?
Well, either one. You don't have to, I don't reckon.
I guess I'm definitely not going to be a participant, so I guess that puts me a spectator.
There's just something about that, Richard. When I was reading about it, I said, no, you know.
Did you say it's a bicycle?
Yeah. He sends pictures of them.
Sitting on them little 10-speed bikes like that?
Yeah. Gotta hurt. Gotta hurt. We'll come back. we'll visit with the athletic director of the Southwest Mississippi Community College Bears, Kid Jackson, right after this.
Get ready to rumble, truck fans at Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're dropping jaws with $16,000 off select 2025 Ram truck. From the unstoppable Ram 1500 to the heavy-hitting 3500. Power up your drive and save big. These deals are flying off the lot, so race to Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 101 Rainbow Way in Macomb.
First Bank has access to the best supermarket savings system, where customers can literally cut their grocery bill by 20 to 50%. The club checking account with First Bank offers eClub members the option of selecting only the coupons they want for the products they already use. Call or stop by any branch to open your club checking account today. Now you know. First Bank is the way to go. First Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Rachel Guy with Guy's Pharmacy. Maintaining a healthy weight is hard, but Optimized Saffron can make it easier by helping you resist the urge to graze after hours or snack in between meals. This caffeine-free formula has been clinically tested to promote fullness. This unique saffron formula affects neurotransmitter signals to help reduce snacking. Stop by Guy's Pharmacy in Macomb, Tylertown, Brookhaven, Hazelhurst, or Crystal Springs today and let us help you reach your weight loss goals.
Well, if you're looking for a bank that feels like home, First Bank is here for you. 14 locations across southern Mississippi. We're your local bank for checking, savings, loans, and more. Whether you're buying a home, starting a business, or you just need everyday banking made easy, First Bank is ready to help. Stop by your nearest branch or visit firstbankmississippi.com today. First Bank, where customers and community matter most. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. And our thanks to First Bank and Rainbow Dodge Jeep Ram as the sponsors of Chasing Foul Balls every Friday morning right here on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5. Joining me this morning, the head man of the athletic department. Is that the best description for athletic director?
You can call me whatever you want to, Robbie.
You'll answer as long as they call you.
I'll answer whatever you want to.
You'll answer as long as they pay you.
That's right.
That's what it is. It's not whether they call you, it's whether they pay you. That's what makes you going to answer.
Absolutely.
Winningest coach. Before we get into some Southwest stuff, winningest coach, you coached against two of those people on that list, did you? And Bill Hurst and David King?
Sure did.
David King had always something wild he would do.
David was a very unique guy to prepare for defensively, because he always had something up his sleeve. He always had to prepare for it. And if you've noticed, I think Ron is kind of taking that same approach at Park Lane, because he's on the work with David and kind of has that same philosophy. But work with both those guys, and I was just kind of I was going to look at it real quick. I didn't have a chance, but I'd say Charlie would be on there somewhere in terms of percentage, not number of games.
Yeah, but it was the number of games won, and they gave you the percentage after that.
The football down here is just unbelievable. I mean,
of course, Bill Hurst, when you played him, it was just hard-nosed football, wasn't it?
I think I added up one year. I had played or prepared for, either played or coached against Coach Hurst over 100 times. When you count the spring games and the fall scrimmages and the regular season, and very, very unique guy to prepare for. The kids are going to play their tails off for you.
When you look at which team you would want to own, we kind of know
Yankees.
the answer to this.
I was going to say, you have to ask. I could have answered that question for you.
I have to ask it just to get it done. But
Yankees.
You wouldn't want
It's the Yankee universe, not the Yankee nation. It's the Yankee universe.
You wouldn't want to own the Cowboys?
No,
or
I
the
hate the
Lakers?
Cowboys.
I bet you Miss Jill wouldn't care if you owned the Cowboys.
She wouldn't care if I own the Yankees either. So
Lakers are not even in the discussion.
Well, you settled for how much was it? 10 billion.
10 billion.
Yeah,
30 billion.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah,
When it starts with a B, it's a lot.
absolutely.
Well, let's talk about Southwest for a while. Athletic director here at Southwest Community College. You almost got to have a construction degree to be athletic director, don't you? Have all kind of construction going on all the campus.
Holy cow. That's all I can say. We have had a lot of things going on over the last 2 years, really and truly. First of all, I want to say it's great to have you guys back. It's awesome. I know from a personal standpoint, you guys mean a lot to me personally. So, but yes, the last couple of years we've had a lot going on. I sat down. I woke up this morning, got my phone, kind of trying to take some notes of what all's been going on this campus, and it is unbelievable that the things it's a lot of little things that people don't notice, but there's also some big things that people will notice.
What about baseball? You're just about finished with the.
Yes,
that's a great addition.
Yes, the location of it is great because you see it when you come in on campus on the backside. It's been one of those situations where the engineers have blamed the contractor, the contractors blaming the architects blaming the engineer, everybody's blaming the supply chain. So, but we're slowly getting there. Hopefully, they should be through with it probably by the end of next week. The window's been a problem on the press box, but they actually should have electricity in there today. Just left over there, and it's going to be a great addition for everybody involved.
You'll landscape the backside of it?
Yes, all that's going to be done. They're going to sod it and landscape it and all that kind of stuff. It's just been a slow process.
Tennis, you're about to finish new tennis courts. Explain why you had to have new tennis courts.
Well, first of all, our tennis courts, we don't have but 3 on campus. You got to have at least 6, hopefully 8 to have a college match. And so we've been going to Fit Life. Fit Life only has 7. So we just decided if we're going to have a tennis facility, we need to have 8 courts, and it's unbelievable. We haven't even played a match on it yet, but we have a grand opening in a couple of weeks, ribbon cutting, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be ready to go by the fall. Also included over there is the pavilion. Outdoor classroom, which is going to be used for that. With the college hall classes, can go out there and have classes out there when the weather's great. But inside that, you got the pavilion, you have tennis coach office, you have a tennis lounge, you have restrooms, you have a storage area. All that's inside the pavilion. So it's a great addition to that northwest side of campus.
You're adding a sport this year at Southwest in volleyball.
Yes.
How did that come about?
That's something that's kind of been done in the MACC, where they've added volleyball's been slowly started out, I think, with four schools, which they combined with Alabama to be part of that region. And then we've added a little bit, about 2 or 3 schools a year. I think we're going to be up to 11 next year. 9, 10, 11, I'm not sure because some schools are still debating. But we're excited about that. We had a coach in here, Chris Laird. Crazy situation there. Chris has coached at a lot of different places, Nickel State, Pensacola State, South Alabama, Southern Miss. The last stop was at Jones. Even though he recruited basically all of Jones's team, never coached them because he left before they had their first inaugural season. So that's another construction project that's going on.
I was going to ask you, where are you going to play volleyball?
Volleyball is going to be in I don't want to call it the basketball center anymore because it's not the basketball center. It's the volleyball center if you ask Coach Laird. But it'll be in the basketball gym.
How are you going to play volleyball in the basketball area? How's the debt and all that going to?
The goals won't be any effect on it. We have standards, portable standards that we brought in. We did not want to drill holes in our court. simply because our court is about 3 to 4 feet off the ground, and so it would be you could do it, but we just didn't want to do it. So we have portable goals coming in, portable nets coming in. Already have them. Actually, just got through at a camp last week with it and with them. So then we're going to build new dressing rooms for them on the backside of the gym. So all that's being done. That's another construction project that should start after July.
Ken, I guess how many sports total do we have now on campus?
Have 11.
11. Mm-hmm. And what is their time? We all know football starts in the fall. When are we going to play volleyball? And golf might go on all the time. So kind of give a timeline about where those sports are in the calendar.
Okay. During the fall, the first of school, August the 1st, we will have football, men's and women's soccer, and volleyball on campus. They play in the fall. Volleyball it mirrors soccer. It finishes sometime in October, which also mirrors football, I guess, really. Then you'll have also in the fall, baseball, softball has their fall schedule. Tennis has a fall schedule. Golf has a fall schedule. And then in the winter would be our basketball, obviously. And then in the spring, it goes back to, golf, tennis, baseball, softball.
And we all know about the athletic and the sports world. It's about players, but it's also about facilities. And as an overall picture, talk about what this means to Southwest and this area, these facility upgrades.
Well, first of all, it's made a step up. That's one thing. We had to upgrade some facilities, which we knew was a little outdated. Robbie, you probably remember years ago, the biggest upgrade we did with the football field was the press box.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
I mean, we talked about that the other day. We was up there doing something in the press box, and I said, do y'all realize where this was 12, 13 years ago?
I could tell you.
It was awful. I mean, I think the football coaches and the radio was in the same booth.
Oh, yeah.
And it was awful.
It wasn't but one. It wasn't just an opening there.
Yeah, it was
Whoever
awful.
got there first got their spot.
That's right. But, and then this has forced us to upgrade. Then we have the turf on the field and the baseball field. We're making progress. We want to make more progress on the softball, adding a press box there. We want to take that press box down, add to the bleachers. That's all in the process. And then obviously the gym. We want to continually upgrade that. We love our gym. I like the nostalgia of the gym. Even though it was built in 1963, I love our gym. It's just outdated. Once you get on the floor, our players love our gym, and that's the thing that's going to be the hardest thing to pull away from because of our gym floor. Most every team that comes in here talks about our gym floor and how they love, never have shin splints, never have that kind of stuff. You can jump real well on it. So, but it does need to be upgraded. So we got to make a decision over the next couple of years what we're going to do and what direction we want to go in.
The Arkansas pitcher, Gage Woods, who threw the no-hitter in an almost perfect game in the World Series, he talked about bigger, faster, stronger, getting in the weight room. How important is that to Southwest Athletics?
That is probably, if you look around our whole facility, every sport, probably our biggest upgrade has been our strength and conditioning center. If you have not been in there, you would be floored with what we have now compared to what we had pre-COVID. That was, I've said it 100 times. The one positive thing for Southwest that came out of COVID is our weight room, simply because we had to move from the location we were at in the field house, which was a small room, into a facility that's a gym, and we can lift 80 players in our weight room at one time pretty easy. It's not the perfect ideal situation, but our whole football team go in there with 65, 70 players and lift with no problem at one time. So, yes, strength conditioning is probably one of the biggest aspects in this world today with athletics. I can remember years ago, and I won't name any names, but I have fought tooth and nail with coaches in this area that did not believe in baseball players lifting weights. And I thought I'm an old football guy, and I felt like, yeah, we need to lift weights, and we did. But I was looked down upon for doing that by a lot of people. But I think that's something in today's world you got to be able to do it.
There's new roster limits in college coming up. How's that going to affect community college?
That's a great question. I think that's uncharted waters that we don't know. We had our ADs. We have a meeting every day with the ADs, and it's usually through text. We have a group text, and it's something starts at 9:00 in the morning, and it goes to 9:00 at night, and that has continually been talked about, the way that's going to affect us. And just yesterday, Wednesday, the Board of Regents for the NJCA increased the scholarships in baseball from 24 to 30.
But lowered the limit.
Well, we really and truly we have a 35-man limit on ours.
Well, excuse me, that was for this.
But the NJCA really don't have a limit. I mean, you can have 60 on your roster, but you can only, when you get to the playoffs, you can only have 35. The NCAA has 35, and I thought 34. I'm not sure exactly. There's basically every team is going to have 6 less players. You multiply that times 6 times every Division I, Division II schools, you can see how many players are fixing to trickle down.
But isn't that now? Aren't they at that level all on full scholarship now? Or are they still on the partials?
Well, they can be on full scholarships. Okay. I don't think there's only a very select few schools that's going to be able to afford 35 baseball players on scholarship. And then, of course, there's where your problem comes in. You're bigger, you're better, it's going to get better. Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line. Your LSUs, they can afford that, but your Southern Miss can't afford it. They can't do it. Southeastern can't afford it. South Alabama can't afford it.
With all the new facilities comes technology. And I saw that the other day on Facebook, I think it was, about the TrackMan at baseball. As a former baseball coach and now athletic director with a construction minor, what does it mean to have a piece of machinery like that, from what I think it said in the Facebook post, right now we're the only one that has one, and I know it's at the major college level and it's been in the pros for years. What does that mean for our players?
Well, from an old coach, I want to know, you can throw 105 miles per hour, but if it's not a strike, I don't care. That 105 ball forward don't really matter.
I saw a post that said, "I don't care how fast that ball forward was."
Absolutely, but from a coach's standpoint, I think it's an analytical situation where you can track your players, know where your players are developing, where they need to get better. Our kids today are in a different world. They see things differently. They like to see the analytics. They like the phone. They like to be able to look at themselves on the phone. You hear on the College World Series, that ball exit speed at 105 went 425 feet at a launch angle of this and all that. That's all TrackMan. That's all that is. That's all TrackMan does that.
What gets me, Kent, is the ability to differentiate the spin rates on different pitches.
Absolutely. And we're going to have that ability here. It's unbelievable. We had a system here last year. It just never would work for us. And so TrackMan's coming in and installing. We will be the only JUCO in the state that will have TrackMan.
And it was like, this pitcher throws this pitch at this spin rate. He wants to throw this pitch, but it's not effective. And they found, they realized that by this track. How much will it be? Will it do hitters also?
Oh, yeah. It does everything. It does everything on that field. in terms of tracking the analytics of it. It is crazy. I don't know if I mentioned this years ago. We have a new golf coach, Dr. Shane Hinckley, is our new golf coach, and that is a fall sport and a spring sport also. But the first thing he said today, he said, "Did I see where baseball is getting TrackMan? Can we get it for golf too? That kind of stuff." So, and TrackMan is a big thing. If you watch any of the PGAs, the LPGAs, it's always you see the ball go off and the launch angle and the speed and all that kind of stuff. That's all TrackMan. So it is a new world. I just want to know, can you get base hits and can you get people out? That's all. Like the old school guy, that's what I said.
But it's still catching it, throwing it.
Absolutely. And making good decisions when you do receive the ball.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're getting kind of
why go to third? And
getting kind of picky there.
Well, in my opinion, speed changed that.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. And I when you said a few minutes ago, I think maybe the shortstop may have thought, that he was hitting from the left side. All of a sudden that may have gone through and, hey, let's get that for us at third base. And, you tell your shortstops a lot of times, if the ball takes you to your right and you got runs at first, second, go ahead and get that out at third. But I think he could have turned it over play. But that's
in the words of an alumni, that's what speed do.
It kills. Speed kills.
Final two things.
Okay.
I'm going to mispronounce this. I'm going to let you tell me all about it. The golf team had a Lyceum scholarship winner.
Lyceum. Yeah, at Ole Miss. A big. That's a big award. That's huge. Big money. We were very fortunate to have that, and that's not the first Southwest person who's gotten it. We've had some Red Lions, some cheerleaders, and some regular students, band members, and so forth. But this was the first true athlete. Not that cheerleading is not athletes. I didn't say that.
There you go. I was fixing to say you walked yourself into that. I didn't do it.
Katie Bell will be on me because
I didn't do it.
I don't know if y'all been keeping up with them the last few days. Yeah. Holy cow! They've been here at 5 o'clock every morning and just. But
does an AD have to be here for practice?
The AD is not here. That's a girl.
Final thing, most difficult part of the job that you didn't realize?
Keeping things, organization. That's the biggest thing, making sure everything's getting taken care of on a timely manner. That's been probably my biggest thing. My wife gets mad at me. My phone starts ringing or texting, binging at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I was texting the coach tonight at 10:40 at night. It never stops. Which is fine. That's part of my job. She said she does get on to me. She says, "Please turn your phone off." But that's part of the job, is making sure everything is being taken care of for my coaches.
Ken, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Again, it's great to be interviewed by a legend. So.
Well, there's one here. I don't know about the other one.
He's talking about you here. We'll come back. Speaking of legends, it's overtime with Big Daddy right after this.
First Bank helps its customers stay on top of their credit. In today's world, it is essential to keep track of personal credit. Monitoring your credit report for changes is one of the best ways to combat identity theft and ensure the accuracy of what is being reported. As an eClub member, you receive daily credit file monitoring and automated alerts of key changes to your credit report. First Bank's Club Checking Account, for anyone who wants to stay on top of their credit and protect themselves against fraud. Now you know, First Bank is the way to go. First Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get ready to rumble, truck fans at Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. We're dropping jaws with $16,000 off select 2025 Ram truck. From the unstoppable Ram 1500 to the heavy-hitting 3500. Power up your drive and save big. These deals are flying off the lot, so race to Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram at 101 Rainbow Way in Macomb.
Hi, Robbie Stewart with East Macomb Body Shop, bringing you exciting news about something new we're offering, Spray Dip. You heard me right. Spray dip. It's just like a wrap, only less expensive and quicker to do. There's thousands of colors to choose from, whether it's something crazy or just a factory color. Give East Macomb Body Shop a call to find out about this exciting new option to bring your vehicle back to life. That's East Macomb Body Shop, 501 Pearl River Avenue, Macomb, 601-684-4651.
Sports. And now sports.
You're listening to Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5 and streaming everywhere on the SuperTalk Mississippi app. Chasing Foul Balls is presented by Rainbow Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Macomb and by First Bank and brought to you by East Macomb Body Shop and Guy's Pharmacy. Now back to Chasing Foul Balls on SuperTalk Pike County 93.5.
Well, welcome back. Chasing Foul Balls here on Super Talk Pike County 93.5, and we go to Big Daddy, Reese Nuttery. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Robbie. Good to hear from y'all this morning.
Glad to have you with us. Who you got in the College World Series final?
Well, you know, the odds-on favorite is LSU, I would think, but Coastal has risen up every time there's a challenge. They're on a roll, and momentum is a huge thing in sports, and especially in baseball, and I think they'll make a good run at it. We'll see. I'll be very interested.
Let me ask you this question. If college football officiating is as good as those in charge say it is, can anything be done to convince the general public that it's that good?
Wow, I don't know, Robbie. That's, everybody's going to always think maybe they got the short straw on things. I think replay has helped that out a good bit, particularly in baseball. I know, football it has helped too, but that these guys that officiate do a pretty good job. Now, everybody misses one every once in a while, and sometimes they're crucial. But I think replay has helped kind of solidify that situation a little bit.
When you go over and under, as we did earlier with Richard, what are your feelings on as far as the number of wins? And they have Southern Miss at 4. Is that too low?
Yeah, it's too low this year. I think the people that Charles Huff has brought in and he's still bringing in, I think we'll definitely be over 4. I can't tell you we'll be 8, but I think we'll be over 4.
Surprised that Ole Miss and LSU have the same number of wins projected at 8?
Not in the current environment. I think that's pretty close. LSU may have may be a little higher than that, and of course you never know. I haven't looked down and really compared the schedules. So much of it has to do with who you play where.
What about when you talk about as far as Mississippi State at 5? Is that too low?
Well, I'm going to defer to my buddy Richard there on that. He's probably on top of that more than anybody. I would think they'll win more than 4, but it won't be 6 probably. I don't think with what they got right now.
The perfect game in the World Series was messed up by hit by pitch. Should that end a perfect game?
Well, yeah, no question. I mean, statistically, that's what it's all about. Do you get everybody out that comes to the plate? And that's unfortunate for the young man that he had to do that late in the ball game, but still quite an accomplishment.
Good morning, Big Daddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Richard.
Talk about, we're getting ready. Football season will be here before we know it. I guess another 6 weeks or so. I guess talking about it. Where do you see Southern Miss as a whole? I mean, we talked about it in the opening about Coach Huff and how many Marshall players transferred. Is that a positive? Obviously, how do you fit all that together in Hattiesburg, and what is your expectation of that?
Well, yeah, I think it's sometimes tough to bring in as many players as he brought in and make it all mesh together. If you've listened to Coach Huff, he's Nick Saban's disciple and talks so very much like him, and he's big on discipline, and I think he'll pull off most of that. he'll rinse and repeat next year and bring in some more, I would think. But I think the big thing that he's done for us this year is we could have been pretty competitive the last couple of years if we'd had a quarterback. We just haven't had the right situation at quarterback, and he's bringing in a quarterback that's a proven commodity, and that's going to make everything run a little bit better.
We talked earlier, Big Daddy, about the winningest high school coaches, and I think you have had experience basically with all three of these guys from my area, Bill Hurst, David King, and Greg Wall. Those three are all on the list. What's your feelings of those three high school coaches?
Well, first of all very good individuals. Started off when I was in high school with Greg Wall. I've known him forever, and I always thought what a quality program he ran with Clarence Morgan and the other coaches at South Pike. Bill Hurst, I scouted him so many years for Brent Keston that he would always kid me about turning around in the game and ask me what play they usually ran next. Great individual, great friend of mine. And David King, I haven't been as many things with him, but he's always been the most innovative trick play coach I think I've seen. He runs some, and one in particular that he did on a punt thing, and I know Richard remembers this. It was one of them, still in my mind, one of the most outstanding trick plays I've ever seen.
When you talk about those guys, and as far as winning as coaches, has your time expired that you could tell the story about some of your, how we'll put this, watching other teams practice?
Well, there were a few times when I did a little reconnaissance, we'll call it, for Clarence and Swanigan and that bunch and Wallace South Pike. They were just really good to me, and they were all good friends, and so they would, everything's, if you ain't cheating, you ain't racing, I guess.
Well, you were driving the lead car in that one, wasn't you?
That's right. Just some places are pretty conducive to being able to park the car and watch what's going on, and I was able to do that.
All right, who you want to own? The Yankees, the Lakers, or the Cowboys?
Well, I don't like any of them personally, but if I was going to own something, it would be an NFL franchise, because I think the NFL is still on the way up, and I'm afraid baseball and basketball and popularity has kind of stabilized or gone down a little bit. The NFL just seems to be rocking and rolling. And so if I'm going to own something, I'm on something that's making more money every year.
Big Daddy, we appreciate you joining us today. We'll see you next Friday morning about 9:40, 9:45 right here on Chasing Foul Balls on the SuperTalk Pike County 93.5. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Robbie. Y'all have a great day.
Same to you. Well, Big Daddy with us. Sounded good today, didn't he?
Yeah, he sounded real good for 9:40 in the morning.
Well, I know that feeling, though, getting up around 7:30 to get here at 9 o'clock, that's a pretty good job for a fat boy, let me tell you. This guy's not used to that.
Yeah.
Of course, I know a farmer and you get up early every morning, and I know.
And I was making coffee at 5, so.
You were right, me know. What was it about?
The JUCO and MACC is going to replay this year in football.
Are they? How?
It's going to be done through the huddle system and have the iPad on the sidelines and be able to back it up and all that kind of stuff.
So we can have a play review timeout.
Yes. I'm curious to know how it's going to work.
What are we coming to, Richard?
I don't know. I just can't wait to see some of the comments about the replay at JUCO games now.
I wanted to hear the comments about what the replay call was. That's what I want to hear. Thanks for being with us. Super Talk Pike County, 93.5, Chasing Foul Balls. Next Friday morning, 9:06, we'll be with you.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production. A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.